It was a tough swing for us. UIC, we talked about how fast their offense was. And I thought the first set really kind of set the tone for us. We struggled. And one of the things I talked to about with our team is it's going to take us a little while to figure out their speed. And I thought we just slowly worked at trying to do that. I don't think we led in that match until maybe after 20 points, but we were able to pull out that set. And I think what I liked most about our team on that night is that we didn't allow that offensive, the way they run things, the way they do things to affect what we do offensively. And I think that's a huge key. It was a match where we talked about we just have to side out. We just have to keep siding out. UIC, when they're in system, they are, in my opinion, the toughest team to defend in the league. Their middles are very big and physical, and they can go there all day long when they're in system. So I thought as the match went along, we got a little bit better at serving. Kira went on a couple huge runs serving that really just helped us out. So it just eliminates some of the options that they have so we can focus on it. Still a fast offense. They run it fast, even out of system, but it allows our defense to just focus on a couple kids rather than all three of them up there at the same time. So really thought our serving improved. And again, we did really well efficiently on the offensive side. Turning around and going to Valpo. Valpo on senior night, they had 7 seniors that they were celebrating. The atmosphere was awesome. They had a great crowd there, and they were into it. So it was a lot of fun in those terms. It was a good atmosphere for us to be playing in as well. And I thought Valpo came out and just could not do anything wrong. They played so hard, played well. On our side of the net, I thought we let that affect us a lot. So we talked about last week that they are the best digging team in the conference. So we knew they were going to dig a lot of balls, but they were also getting really good touches on their block. So it made it easy for them to dig balls in system, which then allowed their offense to do really well also. So they were tooling our block that first set. They were just doing everything really, really well. And on our side of the net, I think it was the first time that I think we just were kind of looking at each other like, okay, nothing's going well. We're not doing anything right, rather than just focusing on some of the things that we needed to do to make a change. And so one of the things we talked about is being really impatient when you play a team that digs a lot of balls. We were definitely that. We were trying to hit shots we didn't have. So that first set was really rough for us. It slowly got better throughout the match. We were able to do a little bit better on our side defensively, because again, I thought we were letting our offense dictate what we were doing defensively. We're a better defensive team than we were performing. So we did a better job of serving. So I talk about serving being our strength. I turned to our staff at one point and I said, I feel like we're serving underhand balls right now. Like we're just serving it. You get tight and some things that you do really well go away a little bit. So we had to get back to our serving to give us an opportunity. They're a good passing team, but it's different when you're serving balls tough and they're in system versus just giving them easy balls. And I thought our serving, again, improved throughout the match. We also did a much better job of being patient offensively. We tried to move them around a little bit, and maybe we're not scoring, but we're putting them in positions where they can't come back and just attack our defense. So really proud of the way we hung in there. It's one of those matches where it didn't feel pretty at times, but just finding a way to stick together. We focused in a little bit better on just one thing versus, okay, there's all these things that we need to do better. We focused in on one or two things and just slowly got better throughout the match. So really proud of them. I do just want to congratulate our team and the staff on the championship, because there's just so much that goes into it. It's hard to win championships, and it starts way back in January with our strength and conditioning staff, and we started with Jed in the spring and had Rachel throughout the summer. Then you have our Alex and our athletic training staff and all of his students that put in so many hours, our managers, and then obviously our coaching staff, Kim, Jason, and Michelle. The number of hours that these people put in to be able to put our kids in the best position to try to win games. And it's athletics, so you can do all of those things and it still doesn't always turn out the way you want it to turn out, but at least putting ourselves in the best position to win. There's so many people that put in the time and effort to do that. And then obviously our team. I'm just incredibly proud of their tenacity, their effort, of what they do on the volleyball court every day. But this is a group that has really understood that you have to try to find an edge. And they put in just as much hours and trying to build their leadership skills, trying to build their chemistry, trying to build their culture. So I'm just really proud of the effort that has gone into this. As we've talked about, there's so much more we want to do, but just want them to be able to celebrate that moment. But as Joel said, we have our last regular season match. So I said that I was going to come up here and encourage and beg people to come out on Wednesday for our last home match of the season. We have a great group of seniors that really, we obviously had senior night already, but to be able to have their last match in this place where we have put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, it'd be great to have a great match of fans, partly because of that, and then also because it's going to be a really tough match against the number 2 team right now in Drake. When you look at Drake, I can't come up here and say, geez, they're just really good offensively, and we'll do fine on the defensive side. They're just good on all areas of the game. They're 1 and 2 in statistically in a lot of the categories. Defensively, they're the best in the conference statistically, and that's because they're number 1 in blocks and they're number 2 in digs. So when I talk about being patient and being able to run your offense and be in system, so the pass game has to be there. That is going to be huge for tomorrow. And then offensively, so many weapons. They have the right side that is definitely the best in the conference. She's a lefty. She hits at a high percentage. Then they have the player of the year from last year in Haley Bush. Their middles don't get a lot of sets, but when they set, they're so efficient because teams can't focus on them and focus on the other players. So just a lot of good offensive weapons as well. They play in a facility that's very similar to ours, so the serve and pass game will be strong for them as well. So looking forward to that last regular season match and hoping that we get a good crowd to come out and cheer us on. Any questions?
Coming in as the reigning champion, the preseason favorite, having that target on your back, so to speak, how impressive does it make this run, especially also with last week finishing the conference road portion of the season undefeated?
Yeah, I think, it just doesn't sink in. And as you know, like nothing, Chris, you've been along the whole journey. Nothing has been easy. It's not like we've had one match where we have felt like, okay, we just went in there and dominated. It's been a battle every single match, match in and match out. Our conference is really strong. So you have to celebrate those opportunities. But we know, it's athletics. Things can go any way. You can do everything right. And sometimes it just doesn't come out on your side. So just really proud of our effort to I think our focus at the very beginning, we knew we would have a target, but it's just like Tanya said, it's just about getting better every single day. And if you can put your mind on that and know you're always, never get complacent. No, there's always something that we can keep doing better. I mean, we have one match in the regular season left, and we know there's things that we can still continue to get better and plan on doing and getting better before the conference tournament hits. All right.
Drake spoiled your perfect conference season last year down in the NAP Center. How have you heard the team talking about that match from last year at all in preparation for this one?
I have absolutely not heard anything like that, but I don't always hear everything either. So, I don't know. And we really try to stay away from anything from years past just because it is a totally different team and a different focus sometimes. Things we did well last year, maybe we do things better in some areas this year. So we kind of try to stay away from that. And, like I said, it's been a one match at a time all season long. And that's definitely our focus right now. And we're just hoping to go out and play hard and also continue to get better.
They were also one of the few teams that have gotten a set on you guys this year. What can you remember from that set about a month ago in the NAP Center?
I haven't watched our film on them yet. Again, I obviously watched it after that match. So I just remember their match, we had a little bit of trouble offensively in terms of execution just because partly we were out of system in the set that we lost. I definitely remember the serve and pass game because I thought we picked up our serving as well. So both of our teams, and it's anybody, you're in system and it puts a lot of pressure on the other team. But I thought that game, it was definitely back and forth. And even with insets, like they would go on runs where out of system, getting us out of system, and then we'd come back by putting them out of system. So I do remember we did a few things defensively really well, but I thought the offensive side for us could have been a little bit better. All right, thank you.